Just staying here for a little bit and enjoying the gentle stretch, opening the chest, stretching the spine. Slow down your breath. Slow down your exhalations. Notice the pause between the breaths. As you inhale, hold the breath, don't rush. Allow the prana to stay inside the body. And as you exhale, make sure you're exhaling all the air. And hold it there for a moment, don't rush. Allow the breath to happen naturally. Allow it to stay natural in the body. Hold it there for a moment. And allow the exhalation to happen naturally. Exhaling all the air and holding it for a moment after the exhalation. Few more moments here. Use them wisely. Scan if your body is relaxed and ready for the practice. If there are any thoughts coming to your mind, you can briefly go through them and then just let them go without pushing them. Just check them for a moment. What is it that is coming now to my mind? What I'm thinking about? Check it and let it go. Take one more last deep breath in. Deep breath out. And slowly we're going to come out of the posture. We're going to support the neck. We're going to lift the head with our palms. Support the body with the elbows. And come to seated position. With a straight spine, you can put the blanket or your prop that you're using on the sides. We're not gonna need it for now. Take any comfortable seated position with a straight spine and closed eyes. We will begin with 5 Om chanting. So we're gonna take a deep inhalation. As we exhale, we're gonna chant Om, and we're gonna visualize the sound of Om going up through the spine, from the base of the spine up to the crown of the head. And 2 parts of that exhalation will be O or AU, up to the throat chakra. Then we close the mouth and we make the So take a deep breath in for Om. Inhaling for Om. Inhaling for Om. Inhaling for Om. Last time, inhaling for Om. Just stay here with closed eyes for a few moments. You can observe the difference alongside your spine, where we were visualizing the sound of Om. So we were raising the energy from the root chakra, from the base of the spine. We were raising the energy up to the throat chakra, through the throat and to the crown of the head. The sound of Om has a very powerful effect on the whole body and mind. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, open your eyes. We'll do a little bit of stretch for the neck area. From your seated position with a straight spine, just allow the head to become heavy, dropping the chin towards the chest. You can begin to draw half circles. Just the head is rolling to the right shoulder. And then all the way down, a half circle to the opposite shoulder. So the direction doesn't really matter where you start first, just drawing half circle from one shoulder to the other. Just stretching the back side of the neck. And also the side parts of the neck. Just allow the head to be heavy. And you can perform that slow and gentle. If there is pain, you can hold and breathe into that spot. If there is any part on the way where you feel more tension, you can just stop there and just breathe. And the reason for tension in the neck area can be various. It could be psychosomatic pain, it could be everything during the day that we store. I think that in many languages there is a saying about carrying a lot of weight on the shoulders. When you have too many problems or too many things to think about. The tension in shoulders area can result in tension in the neck, bad posture, weak back muscles. Also, if we are not breathing correctly, even this can result with pain in the neck. So if, for example, the diaphragm is not strong enough for some reason or there is any blockage there, then the shoulders and the neck muscle are catching up with the breath in order to lift the chest. This could be also a reason for pain in the neck. So from time to time, you can stop during the day and focus on your breath. As you draw your head to the right side, keep it there. You can rest your right palm on top of the head without pushing, just resting there, having a nice break. If you like, you can also rest the left palm on top of the left shoulder. And just stay here for a few moments. And now you can focus on your breath. How are you breathing? Where is the breath happening? Is it only in the chest? Or is it only in the belly? So if it's only in the belly during the day, it's also not that good. So there should be also balance. And focus on expanding the belly, expanding the chest, expanding the whole upper body in all directions. And exhale, let's switch the side, dropping the head to the left shoulder, left palm resting on top. Right palm can come on the right shoulder. And just resting here for a few breaths, and you can observe them. Where is the breath happening? Knees are relaxed, spine is straight, the head is just heavy. Also, the reason for any pain in the neck area could be disbalance between the material and the spiritual. The neck is as a bridge between the head and the spine. So we have the lower chakras, which are responsible for qualities that we show in the material world, and then in the head we have the third eye, we have the crown. And the neck is kind of a bridge between these. So if there is any disbalance between our spiritual world, between our needs, and the way we express it in the material world, this could also come into neck pain. And we're going to slowly come to the center. Cat and cow from sitting. So we're gonna stretch the spine. Let's bring the palms behind the head. As we inhale, we're gonna push the chest forward and looking up. So like the cat cow pose, but from sitting. So this is like the cow. Now it's curving the spine. And exhaling, we are rounding. So this is the cat, and also the elbows can touch. Inhaling, pushing the chest forward like a beautiful wave, looking up, head is supported by our palms. And exhaling, rounding like a beautiful wave. Keep on breathing with your own breath. And breathing out. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, you can go ahead and do so. Darth Vader breath. If Ujjayi breath is creating any discomfort or it's too difficult to think about it, you can just breathe normal. Focusing of the movement of the spine. Flexing as we round. Extension as we back bend. And especially focusing on the stretch of the neck as we round. You're stretching the back side of the neck. You can gently push the head. As we inhale, we are opening the front side of the neck. As you inhale, you can come forward and you can remain in that posture for a few moments. Focusing on the opening of the throat chakra, the front part of the neck. Look gently up to the ceiling. Forehead is relaxed. The face muscles are relaxed. And slowly come to neutral spine. Release the palms. You can extend the legs forward. And if it was a bit too much for your knees, you can stretch the legs or shake it, move it around from side to side. Drop knees to one direction, then to the other, whatever feels good. And as you come into the center, let's extend the legs. We do a little bit of spinal twist, very gentle twist. Inhaling, exhaling, bring the palms on the side of your body. And then your elbows gently twisting the spine. It's a bit awkward spine, but it's releasing a lot of tension from the lower back. Inhaling, coming to the center. If you like, stretch your arms front. Exhaling, twisting to the opposite direction. Pushing the hips down to the mat and the spine in the opposite direction. Inhaling to the center. With exhalation, right side gentle twist, palms on the mat. Inhaling center. Exhaling left side. Elbows close to the body. Inhaling center. Right side. Inhaling center last time. Left side. And come into the center. We're gonna come into a tabletop pose. So palms underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingers apart from each other. And from tabletop pose, we're gonna push through the shoulders and we're gonna extend one foot back, one leg back, taking the toes under for a plank pose. Before rushing into plank, draw your belly in, making sure that your lower back is kind of flat, so your core is active, and your back heel is pushing down, so back and down, keeping the knees straight. And once you do that, just join the other leg. Plank pose for around 5 breaths, just to create a little bit of heat in the body, and especially in the core, the deep core, the pelvic floor, the lower part of the spine. We want to lift that energy up to the spine, to the throat chakra, creating a little bit of burning there. Don't forget to breathe. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, go ahead. Otherwise, just breathe normal. Inhaling, exhaling, drop the knees on the mat. We continue now with cat and cow pose, the normal cat and cow pose. If you like to stretch your ankles, you can tuck the toes under. Inhaling, belly goes down, head goes up, cow pose. Exhaling, rounding, cat pose. Nice and easy, but really good stretch. Inhaling, looking up. Exhaling, rounding. Inhaling into your gentle back bend. Exhaling and rounding. Deep breath in if you like, breathe Ujjayi, valid anytime during our practice today. Exhaling. And as you come to the center, just walk your palms front for a puppy dog pose so the hips remain in line with the knees. Same posture, and from here you can just drop your forehead on the mat. Puppy dog pose. A mild back bend. We're at the beginning of our practice. No rush. Keep your belly active, gently drawing it in, and just allow the chest to be open and heavy, sinking down towards the mat. Melting the chest towards the mat. Shoulders are open, palms are active. Few more moments here. With the next inhalation, lift your head up and lean a little bit forward, dropping your both forearms on the mat, dropping your hips on the mat for a Sphinx pose. Palms are active, so palms are going to push the mat. Lift your heart center, keep your shoulders down, head is extension of the spine. You can think about an invisible string is pulling your sternum forward and up, so the bone that is connecting the ribs, the front part. You can think about someone is pulling that bone forward and up. Activating the upper back, head is just following that movement without straining the neck, so allow this curve to be very gentle. If it's accessible, you can also look up, keeping the forehead relaxed. The whole face is relaxed, just gently looking up. Shoulders are strong. Few more moments here, few more deep breaths. If you like, focus on the back side of your throat, creating this hissing sound, breathing Ujjayi. Means victorious breath from Sanskrit. Has a very strong effect on the whole parasympathetic nervous system, so it's calming down. It's calming down the mind, and especially in more challenging posture, you can always breathe Ujjayi. It's becoming easier. And this is a mild back bend, but when you hold it long against challenge, you can focus on your steady breath and especially Ujjayi breath. Few more moments here. Inhaling. As you exhale, you can allow the head to be heavy. And you can also collapse. You can allow your chest to be heavy. So now you're doing the wrong alignment. Just relaxing here. You can also clasp your hands and just allow the head to be resting. We're stretching the back side of the neck. We stay here for a few deep breaths. Observe the back side of the throat. With the next inhalation, lift your head up. You can bring your palms underneath your shoulders, so just slide your palms back underneath the shoulders for an upper facing dog with straight arms, or for a cobra with bent elbows. You get to choose. In all cases, your elbows are close to the body and pointing back. Shoulders are strong, so you choose your back bend and don't allow here the belly to collapse. Draw the navel in. Feet are also active, pushing the mat. If your neck allows you, you can look up. The head is just extension of the spine, so no straining up the neck. Just a natural curve. Opening the throat chakra. You can visualize the color blue in the throat center. In different yoga schools, there might be another color for this center, but most often you will find it as blue. Take one more inhalation here. As you exhale through a tabletop pose, tuck the toes under and let's come into a downward facing dog. Palms are active, holding the mat with your fingertips, opening the shoulders, arms straight. Push your heels down. Push your knees back. Keep the legs straight if possible. The back is straight. Open the shoulders out. Think about your elbows are pointing to the side and maybe a little bit back and down towards the mat to open the shoulders nicely. If your heels are on the mat, then you can lift your toes. So push your heels down, lift your toes. This will instantly keep your legs super straight. If this is creating pain in the knee, then you can micro bend them. Breathing Ujjayi maybe. And from here you can bend your knees, look between the palms, and you can step only the right foot forward, left knee down for a low lunge. Gentle stretch. And from here you can lift your upper body, clasping the hands behind the head. And as in the beginning, you can allow your head to rest there and looking up towards the ceiling. Left thigh is rolling gently in, hips are coming forward and down. Beautiful. The navel is in, heart center is lifted, head is following the spine. If you like more intensity, you can tuck the left toes under, lifting the left knee up for a high lunge. This is just an option if you want more intensity. Sometimes more physical efforts, more intensive physical practice is necessary to calm down the mind at the end of the day. Sometimes it's necessarily more relaxing, so you get to choose. It's not about what you can, it's about what you want to do today. Few more moments here. Inhaling and exhaling, dropping the left knee down if it was in the highlands, all the way back to a down dog, palms on the mat. Step the right foot back, down dog. Let's switch the side, left foot comes forward, right knee down on the mat. Low lunge, left knee, left ankle are in line, right thigh is gently rolling in, hips are coming forward and down. We're gonna come all the way up, clasping the hands this time. As you clasp the hands, maybe you wanna switch the side. So if the right finger is on top, like I have it, then you can bring the left one or the other way around. So just choose the uncomfortable part. Head is resting there, looking up, lifting the heart center, stretching the abdominals. If you like more, take the right toes under and lift the right knee for a high lunge. Just an option. You don't have to do that even if you can. It's not about proving, only if you want. Sometimes when the mind is wandering around, we need to keep it busy. And then we come into more difficult asana, which is the purpose of having challenge in the physical practice, at least theoretically. Breathing in and breathing out, right knee on the mat, all the way back for a down dog, palms on the mat, step the left foot back, down dog. We're not gonna hold. Take one inhalation, and as you exhale, drop your knees on the mat, drop your chest between the palms, and the chin comes on the mat for Ashtanga Namaskar pose, 8 limbs pose. Palms are on the sides of the chest, elbows are squeezing the body, shoulders are away from the ears. Finding your own degree here, so you might need to slide the feet a little bit back or a little bit forward. With your next inhalation, slide the upper body forward for a cobra. Same rules apply, just we're gonna squeeze the body and keep the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the feet close, maybe together, and kick the mat to lift the chest higher. Belly is on the mat. For the cobra, belly is on the mat, only the chest is up. And just breathing. Maybe breathing ujjayi, it's easier. It's a difficult posture, even though it's foundation of the yoga, and it's accessible easily, but it's a difficult posture, especially when you have to hold it. Inhaling here and exhaling. You're gonna come all the way down on the mat for a small yogic break. If it's accessible for you, you can rest your chin on the mat. Palms are on both sides of the body. If this is creating discomfort in the neck, then you can just keep the forehead. Stretching here and relaxing. This pose has a very good effect on the vagus nerve, which comes from the head and goes through the neck and down, innervating the internal organs. This posture is kind of a stimulation for this nerve, so we can calm down the whole nervous system. Besides, this is releasing tension from the muscles at the beginning of the neck, so where we have the first and the second vertebra. This is where we were supposed to have the most mobility, but sometimes due to muscle imbalance, then we have this muscle stiff, and this could even result in a headache. So think about a gentle massage. If it's too much, you can go out of the posture, you can just bring the head to one side and then to the other. Few more moments here. And you can, if you're on your chin, then you can bring the forehead down. So now we're stretching the back side of the neck. And you can also clasp your hands behind the back. And only the shoulders are lifted away from the floor and away from the ears, pushing the palms towards the feet. And slowly releasing the arms, slide them forward, lifting the head, and finding again the Sphinx pose with elbows underneath the shoulders. And from here, what we've done on Sunday, we're gonna do again almost the same thing. We're gonna bend the right knee and let's hold to the right foot if we can reach it and push it down towards the right hip and maybe even to the outer side of the right hip. If this is accessible, maybe you wanna try hugging the foot with your elbow and also pushing it down. Chest is facing forward. Ardha Asana pose. Very good stretch for the quadriceps muscles. So for the front side of the legs. We'll turn first the right side. And slowly releasing, let's do the other side. Right elbow on the mat. Bending the left knee, let's hold to the left foot and pushing it down towards the hips. So the shoulder, left shoulder is rolling in. Very good. If this is accessible, if you want to try, you can hug the foot with the elbow. Gentle quadricep stretch. Chest is facing forward. Shoulders are strong. Head is extension of the spine. And slowly releasing. And let's bring the forehead on the mat. Bending both knees. Holding the feet from the outer side, getting ready for half bow pose. So first, we're gonna keep the forehead on the mat. We're gonna only lift the knees. Knees are up, forehead is pushing the mat. Just few more breaths here. Forehead is pushing the mat. Knees are up. Half bow pose. Only the lower body is up. Knees are closed. Shoulders are away from the ears. Inhaling and exhaling, release the pose. Knees on the mat. You can rest here just for a few moments, just equalizing the breath. You can either keep your forehead on the mat for the full bow pose to get ready for the full bow pose, or in case your neck is healthy, there is no tension, you can bring the chin, but this is only when you have good mobility in the neck. Just as a preparation for the pose, we're gonna hold both feet from outer side, and we're gonna lift only the upper body. Knees are on the mat, this time only like in cobra. Chest is up and head is up. And hold it here. Let's focus on the neck. So the head, we're gonna come back and up, looking forward or maybe even up. Shoulders are away from the ears. If this is okay, if this is accessible, you can also lift the knees simultaneously for the full bow pose. That's an advanced posture, so you should not force yourself if you don't feel like, yeah, I'm ready, I want to do it. If it's too much, don't force yourself. Just focus on keeping the front part of the neck stretched and open. Head is the extension of the spine, beautiful bow pose. Inhaling and exhaling, release the knees on the mat, release the forehead on the mat. Palms can come underneath the forehead and just rest in here for a few moments. And with the next inhalation, let's lift ourselves to come into a seated position for a boat pose. We did the bow pose. Now we're gonna do the boat pose. So palms underneath the knees. If it was too much tension for your lower back, you can just hug the knees for a moment before rushing to the boat pose. If you feel okay, let's hug the knees and stay here to round the lower back to release the tension, because the bow pose was very intensive. So before proceeding with the counter pose, let's just allow the spine to recover naturally. And whenever you feel ready, let's come to the boat pose. Palms underneath the knees, leaning a little bit back, lifting the heart center, engaging abdominals, pelvic floor. And let's find the balance on the sitting bones and slowly sailing away. Finding the boat pose that feels good. It feels strong and steady, but it's not a violence. So it should be kind of enjoyable. And breathe in. Finding the balance. Waking up the deep core muscles, waking up the pelvic floor here. And you can find your balance, releasing the knees on both sides of the legs, only if you want. If this is okay, you can also extend both legs just for a few moments here, just for a few gentle breaths. So no rush and no force. Just give yourself good fire. So by creating this inner fire in yoga, we are burning the samskaras. So those are the imprints of life. So anything that happened to us and that is stored somewhere in the body, with this purification fire, we are burning it. Inhaling and exhaling, release. Sit on the mat. Finding here the center of the mat. Sitting bone is in the center of the mat. Rolling all the way back, vertebra by vertebra, all the way down for a supine position. And here we're gonna lift the legs up. The Viparita Karani pose. Palms are on the sides of the body. Legs are straight. And let's hug those knees for a moment, squeezing them towards your chest. And you can also gently roll from side to side, to the left, to the right. And also you can bring your palms underneath your knees. And only if this is okay, only if the spine is healthy, the neck is healthy, you can begin to roll gently, gently coming through each vertebra. Rolling up and forth, back and down, gently massaging the spine, round and engage in the deep core, especially careful as you come through the lower back. So there shouldn't be rash or aggressive movement, just gently rounding. So your core muscles here needs to be active. Don't rely only on the inertia. Strong core with control. When it's slow, then it's much more difficult. So if you want to make it difficult, make it slow. Massaging the spine. And as you come back, if you like, you can stay here for Halasana pose. You can bring your palms on your back, on both sides of the spine. Legs are stretched over the head. Spine is here straight, so we are focusing to keeping the spine straight, belly in, legs straight. And once you find your posture, don't look to the screen. So don't look to me, only listen. Keep the position. Don't change the position of your neck. Don't look at me, only listen. So we keep the Halasana pose, plow pose. Legs over the head. Few breaths here. If this is comfortable, you can bend your knees on both sides of your ears, called Karnapidasana. So knees, ears pose. And you can also bring your arms around the back side of your knee. So don't look at me. Keep your both knees on both sides of your ears. And the hands can be either hugging your legs, or you can support your back to your lower back. So bring your both palms on both sides of your spine, and let's engage a deep core and come to the candle pose. Our legs are straight, reaching up towards the ceiling. Glutes are engaged, squeezing the thighs together, squeezing the knees together. Beautiful. Salamba Sarvangasana pose. We're going to come out of the posture very slowly, bending the knees towards your forehead, rounding the spine, bring your both palms on the mat. Vertebra by vertebra, we're going to roll the spine with control, with awareness. We're going to come all the way down on the mat. Keep your knees bent, keep your feet on the mat. You can keep your knees together. Before doing anything else, just allow the spine to recover here. Hug your knees one more time. Squeeze it towards your chest. Roll from side to side, massaging the spine just gently. And then you can also hold your knees with your palms, or your both palms on your both knees, and you can begin to draw circles with your knees. Big, beautiful circles with the knees. It's actually hip joints stretch, so we are improving a little bit now the circulation in the hip joints, and also massaging the lower back. So the lower back is flat on the mat. And let's switch the direction of the circles. And to decompress the spine after all of this intensive back bends and forward folds, let's do a little bit of spinal twist. So let's spread both arms on the sides of the body. Palms are pushing the floor. And let's drop both knees gently with control. Strong core. We're going to drop them to the left side. Looking to the right fingertips. Keep your both shoulders on the mat if it's possible. And breathe deep, steady. With your next inhalation, come to the center. Your knees come to the center. With exhalation, drop them to the opposite direction, to your right side, or just the opposite direction what you've done. And look to the left side. Both shoulders are resting on the mat. Breathing deeply to release the compression from the spine. With your next inhalation, come back to the center, knees to the center, head to the center. And let's come into either Shavasana or reclined pound angle. So knees are drop on both sides, feet are together, back of the palm resting on the floor. You can take either this posture if you want more stretch for the groins, for the hips, or directly come into Shavasana. So you get to choose. And as you come into Shavasana, check quickly if your whole body is relaxed and heavy. You can scan the whole body, starting from the toes, going up through the legs, through the spine and arms and head. Notice if your whole body is relaxed, if your face is relaxed. Notice how deep is your breath, how slow is your breath. Are the inhalations equal to the exhalations? And you can bring your awareness to the throat center, to your throat chakra. And you can visualize blue light there. And notice if there is any difference in that throat center. This is the energetical center of the body that is associated with qualities like expressions of feelings, being honest, saying the truth, connecting to all the living beings. And it's about expression of your own truth. So it's not about the truth that someone wants to hear or someone thinks is the truth. It's about expressing your own way to see the reality, your own feelings. Slowly bring the awareness back to your whole body. Begin to move your fingers and your toes and your knees, just gently waking up the body from a deep sleep. Keep the eyes closed. Moving and stretching your body. Wake up, body. And whenever you're ready, rotate to your right side, right head, right arm is under the head as a pillow. Push your both palms and slowly come to your seated position with a straight spine and closed eyes. And you can begin to wrap your palms in front of your heart, warm them up. And just gently cover your eyes. And if you like, bring your palms on your throat, around your neck. So no rules. You can just give some of this prana to your throat center. So you can rest your palms in your knees and slowly, gently open your eyes. Thank you for your practice. Good morning.